Hello, welcome to my channel, Save Infinity. In this video, I just want to do a quick little oracle reading for you from my little handmade oracle deck. As always, these are timeless collective readings, so I trust when it's found you that it is for you. However, as always, take what resonates, leave the rest, and use your own discernment. And I do note as well in the pre-shuffle here, ended on with the feathers card, so I feel like I'll take that one out as being part of this reading, and then we'll see what else wants to come out. So Spirit, God, Source, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, Angels, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Unicorns, Fairies, Dragons. What messages of guidance wish to come out for the collective today? And I feel like maybe we'll go for, they all came out very quick, one more. Let's go one more here. One more, please. One more card here for the reading. Okay. So we've got feathers, mushrooms, dolphins, the void, Atlantis and Orion. So we'll start with the first card here, the feathers. We've got signs, messages, guidance, subtle support, between worlds, grace, reassurance. And so feathers as well might be a great sign or synchronicity for you at the moment if you're seeing them around or do see them around, as confirmation of this message. So not all the help arrives not all help arrives loudly. You're on the right track. Keep going. A soft yes is still a yes. What you asked for heard you. Notice what's been placed in your path. Trust the timing of small confirmations. Let yourself be comforted. You are not alone on this path. And I feel like that's, a great reassurance card to come out here, to know that, you are being heard by spirit. You are surrounded by spirit. So don't be afraid to, trust that, and to also, really pay attention to those signs or synchronicities that might be popping up for little messages for you. Then the next card we have mushrooms. Laugh, medicine, connection, portal, neural network, transport. You might be being called to see behind the veil. Dissolve illusions one giggle at a time. Surrender control and trust life's medicine. Let go of what you think you are to remember what you've always been. So a great card to come out after the feathers, how we're just, talking about, trusting those messages and connection with the spirit. And then here, it's really, really calling for you to as well to, see behind the veil and dissolve those illusions and trust, trust the journey of life, surrender that control, and you kind of let go of what you think you are, really great combination message here of allowing yourself to go with that flow and to trust spirit and to trust your intuition and to really open your eyes and awareness to more of the unseen that's going on around you. In the next card here we have dolphins. Joyful intelligence, community, play, emotional harmony, collective support. So joy is a serious form of wisdom. Your emotions carry information, not obstacles. Laughter recalibrates the nervous system. You don't have to do this alone. Connection amplifies strength. Communication heals when it comes from the heart. So I feel like that's a great one to come out after the, the mushrooms mentioned, dissolving illusions one giggle at a time. I feel like, it's a message here from Spirit to really encourage you to have fun with this journey that you're on, to have fun with, the absurdities sometimes that, pop up for, the spiritual awakening type journey and all that sort of stuff, to not be afraid to, have a laugh at it and to giggle along on your journey and to allow your emotions to flow as they need to, and delving into the messages of guidance that you receive through your own emotions and intuition. Then we have the void. Fertile nothingness, pause before becoming, cosmic reset, infinite pause, unformed potential. We've got emptiness is not absence, it's potential. Let the old dissolve without rushing the new. Trust the intelligence of stillness. Nothing is missing, it's simply not time yet. So I feel like this card's, coming out to, let you know that you might currently be in a bit of a void period, if you will, or that, while you're on this journey and, coming across certain things or trying to, find your way and find your path, to know that, the pauses or the quiet moments or the downtime isn't a sign of, anything negative or anything bad or ominous. Sometimes it's just the reset that's required before you're catapulted into a new chapter. So to allow yourself to have joy in this period, to really get in touch and in tune, with yourself and the spirit world around you. And you might be kind of in that in-between period of where things can kind of, the old energies can kind of been dissolving before the new ones come in yet. So, not be alarmed by that process. And really allow yourself to enjoy that quiet time and soak in all that's, surrounding you that you can while you have this period. And then the next card, Atlantis. Ancient wisdom, advanced harmony, rise and fall, crystal grids, water consciousness. I feel like that rise and fall really goes with the message we're just saying with the void. The energies are rising and falling, outgoing and incoming, and to really go with that flow with joy, as they say, and to take heed of any ancient wisdom that might be seeping through messages and subtle guidance behind the veil, that you might be experiencing during this, quieter void period. You are remembering something ancient within yourself. Reclaim it with care and balance. What was once known has not been lost, it has been submerged. True advancement is harmony, not domination. So I feel like it's, letting you know to, when you do advance forward into this new chapter, to do so, in a harmonious, joyful way, as opposed to trying to, brute force your way through it. And to know that, that you do have wisdom within yourself, during this time of, having signs and synchronicities, or being able to, see more behind the veil and having illusions dissolve, knowing that, such, secrets and mysteries don't only appear within your outside world and reality, but also exist within yourself, that can be reclaimed and can be a great time to tap into during this void period as well. And then the final card here, Orion. We've got duality, conflict, strategy, logic, observe, shadow. So working through inner conflict, polarizing ideas, or mental versus heart splits. Strategic, inquisitive, resilient. Big lessons around reclaiming wholeness. Watchers, tacticians, recovering from war. I feel like this card is coming out to say that, through this journey so far, you have been resilient, and you've done well to do so, working through certain inner conflicts and polarizing ideas that may have been coming up through this journey. But I feel like now Spirit's kind of calling you during this void period to do so with a bit more joy in that aspect. Really reclaiming that wholeness within, balancing it out with some more of that laughter and positivity. And doing so, in a more harmonious way, as was mentioned here with the dolphins and Atlantis as well. Allowing this void rest period to really kind of absolve you of any remaining sort of conflict type energies you have within, and allowing yourself to step into that more lighter, harmonious, joyful, laughing type energy. Using this time as almost like a portal into your next phase, and really harnessing that energy within that you want to take with you into this next phase. Once you do kind of, leave that void and enter the next portal chapter of your journey. And with the Orion, card coming out as well, your soul itself may be connected to the Orion system. You might have some Orion like soul team members or what have you watching over you at this time, or trying to connect with you through some of the messages that you are receiving. And your soul as well may also be connected to the time of Atlantis, and you may also resonate with dolphins and that sort of watery energy as well, tapping into the watery type energy, being able to go into the ocean if that's available for you, or feasible for you, may assist as well with getting some of that clarity and signs and guidance here as you move on out of this void sort of chapter and into the next portal here. So I feel like a great reassuring message overall here that, you are receiving signs and messages and guidance. So to, keep an eye out for that, and to, have more of a laughter, playful, joyful energy as you kind of, go through this sort of spiritual journey that you are on. And, take this moment of being in a more void period before you jump through the next portal to really, balance more of those energies out here, doing that sort of shadowy work, really, harnessing a more, joyful, positive sort of, energy here, kind of, laughing at the absurdities of some of the things that can occur on these sort of journeys. We're not being afraid to tap into that inner wisdom that may be locked within you, and not being alarmed when you do kind of see through the veil, or dissolve illusions in any way, knowing that you are supported and guided through this journey, and to have fun with it as much as you can. you know, using that balance of your, you know, your logic and strategy and observer type energy that, you know, shows up here with the Orion card, but, you know, balancing that with your joyful, playful, positive energy as well as you kind of move forward out of this void period, and not being afraid to, you know, connect with community here as well, whether that's, you know, in physical community as well, people that you can, you know, share a laugh with about this sort of stuff. And also knowing that, you know, you do have community as well in soul form as well, always guiding you and sending you messages and support. All right, well, I'll leave this message here for you now. Sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always. Bye.